You're listening to BYU-Idaho Radio. I'm Nathan Lenahan, and today I'm here with Bryan Wilson. He's the founder and developer of the Now What app. Bryan, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you so much for having me.
So before we get into talking about the app and what you've done with that, I was just wondering if you could give us a little bit of background information on yourself.
Yeah, so this is my second to last semester here at BYU-I, and I've really enjoyed it here. Originally, I was going to go to Provo, but Rexburg just had a calling to my heart, and I wanted to figure out a way that I could give back to the community, and that's how I got into developing the app, and it's been a really fun project to work on so far.
Nice. And what could you tell us about the app? Like, what is it?
So it's, think a dating app with a swipe-based card, but for the best things to do in Rexburg. We've got deals on there. We've got food, really good food, let me tell you that. And activities. There's so much on there. Shopping, too. There's just so much out there that we don't know about. And so my goal is to put everything out there into one central location so that everybody can see it, because I can't even name everything at the top of my head of what's out there.
Yeah, no, I get that. I've lived in Rexburg for a while, and I feel the same way. I'll find something out. I'm like, how long has this been going on? And I've just never heard of it.
Yeah, it really started for me when I missed out on a buy one, get one burrito deal at some place. I can't remember what it's called, but I was pretty bummed. I was like, where can I figure out to find all this stuff? And it seemed like the best place to go was Facebook, but that was even a mess just to search for things.
Right. And so besides the missing out on the buy one, get one burrito deal, what was your inspiration for making this app?
My inspiration for making this app was I was DoorDashing over this last summer, and I noticed that most of the DoorDash orders were for corporate chains, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Cafe Rio, Wendy's, all of those places. And I was like, there's got to be more to Rexburg than just these same places I have home at Maryland that I could get any Tuesday that I wanted to. And so I looked into it, and I was able to find over 20 different places in Rexburg. And even then, that wasn't everything. I've been able to work with the Chamber of Commerce and find out there's over 100 different local businesses in Rexburg, and I wanted to get them the attention they deserved so that everybody wasn't just DoorDashing from corporate chains.
Right. And why do you feel that, like, most people just go and DoorDash from corporate chains or just go to those places? Do you think it's mostly just because they don't know about these local businesses?
Yeah, I've termed something, I call it discovery friction, is most of us really don't know about these places. I've interviewed or surveyed about 500 different students on campus, and the most that someone has ever been able to tell me is 10 different places in Rexburg. And so it's really just an issue of discovery. It's so hard to find something new, and after a long day of school, we really don't want to use our brains to try to figure out where to go, so we resort to the easiest thing, which is something we already know about, something we've already tasted, and know that we can go to.
Right. And so this app of yours, would it just have like lists of restaurants, or what kind of information about them does it have?
So I'm glad that you brought that up. That is one of the biggest differences between me and Yelp, is when you look at Yelp or Google Maps, it tells you a restaurant. It tells you the ratings, but if you're anything like me, I don't like making decisions. It doesn't tell you any of the meals they've got going on, any of the specials that they've got going on. Like, you go into a restaurant and there's a chalkboard that tells you the daily special, but you're not going to find that on Google Maps.
Right.
And so I give them the price, I give them the meal that's there, I give them the when and to get out there now.
Yeah, that's super great, because at least for me, probably one of the things that keeps me from going to new restaurants is, like, I don't know what they have there. You know, I got to know something ahead of time. I don't want to just be in line and, like, be looking at the menu trying to figure out what I want, or to go to a restaurant and then to find out that there's nothing there that I'm in the mood for.
Exactly. I've done that too many times. I take my wife out on a date, and we go to a restaurant, and I have no idea what's there. So I'm looking at a menu. It doesn't even have any pictures on it. And I'm Googling what this dish looks like. Some of them are super unique dishes, so I'm not going to find anything about it out there. And I just have to guess. But I want to be able to get rid of that guessing and tell them, hey, go do this right now. This is what it looks like.
And how do you keep, well, like how do you keep all the information updated and all that stuff? How do you get all this information?
So that is it's been pretty hard. A lot of it has to do with the back end for the software that I've built, the databases. I have a deal creator where you go in, you type in what the deal is, and I have AI configure it, make a title for it, give me the pricing extracted from a menu, and then I just send what that looks like to the business owners, and they let me know if there's any changes that need to go on, if it's set for a certain amount of time, if it should only go for a certain day. So a lot of it is really just the programming. The back end of it is what keeps everything in check, but I'm constantly in touch with a whole bunch of different local business owners.
Right. That makes sense. If your whole goal is to make everyone aware of all the local businesses, that's a lot to keep in contact with. Is this a one-man operation, or do you have other people working with you besides the business owners?
It is a one-man operation currently, and I'm hoping to expand it with a friend. I haven't really talked to him about that yet, but tomorrow I'm going to talk to him about trying to help me just get the word out there, because I feel like it's definitely taken a lot more than I can chew. It's currently just a one-man development.
So how do you plan on getting the word out about this, making people aware of the app?
So I've been doing a lot of interviews in the MC. I'll just go up to tables, I'll go up to groups, and I'll ask them if they ever think that Rexburg is just boring and there's nothing to do. And a lot of the times I get a yes. Nobody, especially freshmen, really don't know what to do in Rexburg. And so I introduce them to my app, get some downloads. So far, the biggest campaign I've done is on Facebook. That's where I've gotten most of my downloads. We're at about 250 users. We just launched Tuesday, but really went public about it on Thursday. And the Facebook campaign brought in about 130 more users.
That's pretty nice. And so are students your main target demographic for this?
Yes, students are definitely the target demographic. I think I'm going to keep it that way for a little bit. My next expansion area is Provo or another Utah college town, just because I feel like as college students, we're the ones always trying to figure out what to do because we got time to kill. We're also looking for the deals that are going on. We're trying to save as much money as we can while having fun at the same time. And so it's open to anybody, but definitely my biggest target focus is students.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so in addition to restaurants, because that's mostly what I heard about when looking into this app is like restaurants and deals and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like you also do just kind of any kind of local business.
Yes. So that is something that I've recently changed because it was originally focused all on restaurants. I've still even got to change some of the wording in the programming and some of the icons because it's very restaurant based right now. But there's so much more to Rexburg than just the restaurants that I was thinking out there. And people don't just want to eat out all the time. They want to figure out what to do. So I've decided to branch into clothing, activities, date nights going on, events, and really for any local business owner that wants to get their word out there to students, it's for them.
Nice. And so how can people find this app? Just App Store, Google Play Store? Simple as that?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. On Apple, you just search up Now What in the App Store. You'll find a black background icon with an orange word that says Now and a white word that says What. And so it's pretty simple to find it there. I'm having some trouble with Google Play because it requires a whole bunch of internal testers. So people have to send me their email. I have to send them a link and then an email after that before they can get on the app yet. It's still a bit of a process with that, but hoping to get that out within the next few weeks.
And so this seems like a huge job, a lot that you're doing. Is there a way, like, do you make profit money off this? Is there ads on the app?
So currently there is no revenue that I've brought in. I'm hosting it as a trial run for restaurants until the end of the semester, maybe a little even later than that, just until I have everything polished out. I just want to show restaurants that students are looking for them. And once I'm able to do that, then I'm going to move to a commission-based model where somebody comes in, they redeem a deal through the app, and I charge a 15% commission on what they paid if it's that person's first time going in to the restaurant. If it's their second or third time, I charge 10%, or if they're regular, I charge 5%, just to make sure that I'm not eating their profits from their regulars.
Right. That seems like a pretty good system. Because like I said, seems like a ton of work, and just doing it out of the kindness of your heart is pretty great. But, you know, a man's also got to eat.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it definitely has taken up so much time. This semester is my second to last semester. I don't think I've missed as many assignments or days of school as I have until this semester, just because of how busy it's been.
That's crazy. Yeah, but, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
And so do you have any other future goals or hopes for the app that you haven't already talked about?
Yeah, so one big thing that I really want to get out there will be when I'm more tightly knit with some of the business owners and I have a bigger audience, is I call them drop zone deals. So I got inspired from there's this app called Too Good To Go. It's pretty big where I'm from, but it's not really big out here. Is restaurants can sell their overproduced items at a discounted price. So with Drop Zone is if they've produced too much during a dead hour, say 1 to 3 is usually the dead hours for restaurants, they can send out a notification, and it has a select ticketed amount of slots that people can claim and then go there and get a discounted meal from the restaurant. I'm still working on it, but it is an idea I really want to get out there.
That does seem like it would be pretty cool and a good way to boost revenue for those slower times for restaurants. What's have been some of your favorite business discoveries that you've made in working on this app?
I'd say Kai Noah's. Jeremy has been very helpful. He's the very first restaurant that I ever started working with, and I'm very glad that I went there because they have some amazing fries. They're called Ono fries, but they've got chicken on them. They've got some really good sauce on them. It's loaded with fries, and I feel like it's really just a bang for your buck, and I think about those quite often. Another place outside of the food realm is there's a clothing outlet in Rexburg that I never even knew about. I've talked to multiple people, and they've never heard about it, but it's right across the street from that pharmacy that got hit by a car like a long time ago.
Yeah, I've seen that picture.
Yeah. And they have some really good deals on good looking clothing there. Mainly for women. I took my wife there the other day, but they're working on trying to get more male selection of clothes out there, and it's honestly a really good price.
And I guess last, is there just anything else you would want the community to know about what you're doing and just in general?
If I was to get anything out to the community, is that there is so much to do in Rexburg. I never even realized it until this semester, but I've had some of the best dates this last month, taking my wife out to some of these places I've been able to discover. I've been able to do some pretty fun activities. I've been able to just experience Rexburg. Instead of treating it like a town that I'm never going to come back to, I've been able to build memories. So if you want to build memories in Rexburg, I know you can find those on Now What.
Bryan, thank you so much for coming in and sharing all this with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Nathan. I really appreciated this opportunity to talk about it, and thank you for having me.